Hello everybody, welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. Is a channel that keep you up to date of the news, the transfer news, the match previews and match reviews across the competitions that is provided for Chelsea. And this year or this season, Chelsea has found himself in 5 major competitions that includes the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Premier League, the Carabao Cup, and the World Club Championship. But today, we're going to preview the game against Chelsea and Zenit St Petersburg, a Russian team coming to Stamford Bridge tomorrow. But I'm being joined here by another wonderful guest who is very, very influential in the Chelsea community. He is no one else by the name QB. What's up, QB? Welcome back to the stream again, brother.
Thank you for having me. Always enjoy our chats about Chelsea. Any chance I get to talk about Chelsea is always good. So happy to be here, and excited to be back in the Champions League after a really successful season. And I'm hoping the start of our defense of the Champions League will be better than it was the last time we won it, because last time we didn't do very well. I mean, we ended up winning the Europa League, but we didn't even get past the group stage. So let's hope it's a better performance this time round.
That's right. I definitely agree with you, brother. It's guys, you've heard it from the guy himself. He said this time he hopes that it becomes a very good, successful Champions League for us after, if only we can defend it. But guys, if it's a first time or your first time tuning into my channel, do me a favor, subscribe, like the video, and share the video on any platform that you find yourself. Also, don't forget comment section below. Let us know what you think about this video. If there's something that I have to do right, or if I'm doing wrong, I wouldn't know, but you guys have to tell me. Your comment down there help the channel go places. It help the algorithm also for YouTube to be able to push my channel to many places. So today we're gonna deal into the preview for the game tomorrow, and most of the time we will be based our discussion on Chelsea. About 70% will be on Chelsea because we don't know much about Zenit St Petersburg. I wouldn't lie to you. I know QB wouldn't even lie to you about him watching Zenit St Petersburg day in or week in, week out. So yeah, we'll make our starting lineup. We'll try to make it snappy, not to take too long on this preview. So QB, what do you make? What should Chelsea fans expect from this game tomorrow?
It's going to be an interesting game because I think Tuchel has to balance the need of making a good start in a competition that we won last year, so we need to defend properly, and aim to retain that title. So I mean, our group is difficult because we've got Juventus in there, so we want to be topping that group ideally. So then again, we have to think in mind as well, we've got Spurs at the weekend, who are a good side, and we have to be careful with fitness for players, especially with the fixtures are now starting to get very thick and fast. We're going to have a regular schedule of midweek games to weekend games to midweek, a game every 3-4 days. So I would expect Tuchel to make a fair few changes from the weekend, but also to keep a strong side out to make sure we get that win.
That's right. So do you agree in a way that we cannot do without Jorginho? Is Jorginho, as this guy from the Telegraph, his name is Els Leeward. I don't know what John Els Leeward. I can say his last name, but he's John from the Telegraph. He really wrote an article about Jorginho, as he said Jorginho is a pivot that Chelsea cannot do without. So it means that if Jorginho, just like we saw in the Villa game, see how it was very, very depleted side in the first half, that Chelsea cannot really swing passes together. We were imbalanced in the first half, but as soon as Jorginho came in, it took Saul out and brought Jorginho in. Look at the style. Look at how our style changed, and everything changed. You could see that we were swinging passes. We knew what we were doing. So, will you prefer Tuchel to save Jorginho for the Tottenham game, or you want him to go ahead and start Jorginho tomorrow?
It's a great question. I think Jorginho is incredibly important at this stage of the season, just because of how little experience Saul has and how much Jorginho can calm the game down, which is what we need because we need control in that midfield. When we only have two people in our central midfield position, we can get overloaded very quickly, as we saw today against Villa. So we need to be careful about Jorginho's minutes. That being said, he is a very fit guy and he's not injury prone. I can't remember the last time Jorginho was injured. So that shouldn't be an issue. And as well with the fact that Kante is obviously not available for tomorrow's game as well. I think you can maybe afford to lose Jorginho if you have Kante because he's just such an incredible, ball winning midfielder. So you sort of even if you have only two men in midfield, you can still cope with that because Kante is essentially two people,
Right.
So that's all good. But when Kante isn't around and when Saul hasn't got experience, Jorginho is vital for the moment. So I would expect him to start tomorrow. Yeah.
So would you wouldn't yeah, I expect that too. I expect Tuchel to start the junior in tomorrow's game. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and start with the predicted lineup and what we think Tuchel might start with, players that may be on the bench. But we're gonna focus more on the starting 11. But before I do that, tell me, do you know much about the Zenit St Petersburg team? Do you know what do you know about them?
I know that they have a good history in their own domestic league. I mean, this season they've had a great start. I think they've played 6 or 7 games. This 7 actually. Now I think about it, and they've not lost one of them yet. Scored a lot of goals as well. They're an interesting team because they don't have many players that we would know in the English leagues and across the main European leagues. I think probably they're the most recognizable player would maybe be Zuba, their striker, obviously, who's an important player for Russia in the Russian international team.
Yeah.
But they play an interest because they tend to play like a 4-4-2 formation, so they're pretty flat. They keep things relatively traditional, and obviously they don't face many challenges in their own domestic league. But historically in Europe, they've not performed very well. I mean, I genuinely couldn't tell you the last time they made a knockout stage of a Champions League, if ever. So they're not going to be a walkover for Chelsea by any means because they're at the top of their country and we can't underestimate them. But that being said, we are on paper much stronger than them and should be beating them tomorrow.
Definitely, I agree with you. I was gonna say it was just you think Chelsea was gonna run over them, and you just came in with that submission. You said no, it won't be that easy. Definitely, Chelsea's gonna win that game, but it won't be that easy. So, guys, we're gonna go ahead and then do our combined 11. Well, no, not combined 11, but Chelsea 11 that predicted starting 11 that we think that Tuchel will be going in with. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. So me, PB, and I will see what. Yeah, I have. Okay. So we're gonna start with our starting 11 for Chelsea, and we have Mendy in goal pose. I hope you agree with me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's the goalie of the year, so.
Who do you prefer on the right hand side? We have the back three. Who do we go with?
That's the hard question, actually, because I think it could be a number of players. I would personally think it would possibly be Chalobah, even though he started at the weekend, just because I don't expect him to start against Spurs at the weekend. So I think we're looking at a player who we maybe want to rest and we want to give a chance to play in Europe. So I would expect Chalobah, even though he's played 90 at the weekend, to maybe play in that game as well.
So yep, we're gonna have a Chalobah. Spell his name Chalobah.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
We have Chalobah here, and then we're gonna have a Thiago Silva. Or what do you think? Who do we put in the middle? Christensen, Thiago Silva. Thiago played 90 minutes with Aston Villa.
Yeah, I'd maybe go for Christensen, just to get him some minutes before the weekend's game because obviously he's had a rest at the weekend, so he should be fresh. And I don't see Thiago Silva playing consecutive games for a 90 minutes. I mean, although saying that, Thiago Silva could start and then could be maybe substituted out after 60 or 70 minutes. So I'm happy with whichever decision you think on that because I think it could be equally either of them, to be honest.
We should go with Christensen. We need experience also at the back. We need some experience. Well, let's go with Christensen because we always have to keep Thiago Silva fit. So we'll
Yeah,
go with
exactly.
Christensen. Hey, remember, is Rhys James not back? He's not back from his suspension. I mean, he has no suspension with the Champions League.
Yeah, he should be back in time, so he should be in contention. Yeah, although I imagine he'll probably play on the right hand side of the defense rather than at centre back. It should be Chris Ensen, like E rather than an I.
Over here.
After
Oh,
Christ, it
right.
should be ENSEN.
Bring it up.
So if you put T, EN. Oh, it's missing the S. There you go.
So the left one will be Rudiger.
Yeah, it seems the obvious, doesn't it? Oh, he was there. Yeah, if you get rid of the Rudy part, he was there before. I think even if you just remove Rudiger and just put Antonio, he came up when you were searching. Oh, there he is.
You have Antonio Rudiger on the left side, then double pivot. Who do we go with? It would be double pivot.
That's a hard one. I think, as we said in the preview, I think Jorginho is probably going to start in tomorrow's game, so he's going to be one of them. Who pairs him? I genuinely don't know. It could be. I mean, Kovacic had a great weekend, so maybe he wants to, because he played a full 90, and Kovacic doesn't tend to play full 90s very often. So maybe he'll be rested, and we might even see Saul again starting just to try and give him a different experience. Because I mean, Saul struggled because the weekend was a difficult, it was a new league in the Premier League, whereas he's used to playing European football. So I don't think he'll struggle as much against Zenit as he would against Villa. So I would be okay with seeing Jorginho and Saul, to be honest.
When he had deleted it, the name from there.
Oh no. So put Christ, like Christ.
Yeah.
And there you go.
So Jorginho definitely has to be in there, right? Jorginho.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you. Jorginho would be there. Yeah. Kovacic. What do you think?
It's possible because although, I think I said before, he played a full 90 minutes at the weekend, and he doesn't tend to play full 90 minutes. So I wonder if he might be kept for fitness, and we might even start Saul again, just because of the fact that in Europe, Saul has more experience. Like, he has experience at European football, whereas he doesn't in the Prem, which is why I think he suffered at the weekend, and I don't think he'll be as bad this weekend. Sorry, tomorrow night against Zenit. So I possibly see Saul starting again alongside Jorginho.
So
There he is.
we have on the right hand side. Who do we go with?
I'd love to see Cho play again, but I think if he does, he'll might even be played in attack. So I'd maybe see Reece James back in this game, just for some defensive stability on the right hand side. I don't know, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think, and he hasn't played. I think since the Liverpool game, he hasn't played anymore. Any other game. He played with England, but he hasn't played in the club game. So yeah, we can go with Reece James.
Sure.
But because the reason why I'm going with Reece James is because of defensive stability, just like you said. He made Chalobah work a lot, so you could tell that the Villa team were operating on the right hand side of our field, or right hand side of our team, which was through Chalobah, and then what's his name, Chalamos Nodoi's position. That's where Miguel or John Miguel, whatever, and then what's his name, Oli Watkins were penetrating that side. So with Reece James there, that will help a little bit. I think it will help with the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Chalobah did struggle a touch against Ollie Watkins. But as you said, he having Hudson-Odoi next to him instead of Reece James makes life a bit more difficult.
we have Reece James at that position. So here we can have Alonso, right? Or you think Alonso they're gonna put Chilwell in there?
I think Chilwell might start,
Chilwell might start
just
this game.
because he's not played for a long time, has he?
No.
And if there's a game for him to get minutes, it's not like we're bringing in a B team player. We're bringing in a guy who kept Mahrez in his pocket in the Champions League final a
Right.
few months ago. So we're not losing quality by bringing him in. So yeah, I'd put Chilwell there personally. Yeah,
Yeah, Ben Chilwell there. Yeah, the front three.
that's the hardest question.
Do we
No idea.
do we see Tuchel gambling with Timo Werner on the left hand side and Lukaku and somebody else? Do we see that happening?
It's possible, yeah, because I mean Werner had a really good international break, and we haven't really seen Werner start yet for Chelsea since Lukaku played. He's only made cameo appearances. So yeah, Timo and Lukaku would be really interesting to see. I think a lot of fans would love to see that. And then in the third position, I'd imagine Mason Mount would probably play because he didn't play at the weekend, and he's an important part of the team. So I would maybe think, considering Pulisic is out, because I would have said Pulisic would have played if he wasn't injured. So I maybe think it might be Lukaku and Werner and Mount. Yeah, that might be the option. And then maybe bench Havertz just to give him some fitness and bring him on if we need.
What I think is with Lukaku and Werner would be a very good, I mean, team. But I'm not so sure of Mount playing on the right hand side, considering he's right footed. He's very good when he plays on the left hand side, and when he cuts in, he's able to give out that maximum power from his right hand side. So I don't know if on the right hand side, you're gonna have a left footed player, which would be Ziyech, who can cut in and whip in crosses.
That is also true, and I mean Ziyech does need a chance to prove himself. I just there's something within me that says that Mount doesn't miss 2 games in a row because I can't remember the last time he missed 2 games in a row for Chelsea. Like
Yeah,
he's Tuchel's boy, um,
right.
so maybe Werner is sacrificed again. Maybe Werner even plays as a striker instead of Lukaku, and Lukaku gets a rest, and then you have Mount on the left, and you play with Ziyech on the right hand side. So I think we're either looking at Werner on the left, Lukaku up front, and then Ziyech or Mount on the right. Or you're looking at Mount on the left,
Right.
you're looking at Werner up top, and then Ziyech on the right hand side.
Okay. Let's go this way. Let's put Mount on the left hand side, Lukaku in the middle, is the right hand side.
Yeah, I can work with that. It's the most exciting part of Chelsea's team, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
we never know. That's the thing. We can make as many assumptions as we want, and we'll still get it wrong. Know much about it. I just know that they really don't like each other for whatever reason.
Some people see arrogant in him in his play. You know? But that's how he is. You get what I'm trying to say? That's him.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, I guess the difference is, like Hazard had that arrogance as well, but he always had results. And I think until we see that like consistency from Ziyech, that's when people will be like, "That's fine, you can be as arrogant as you want." But until it's like at the moment when the performances aren't perfect, people are like, "Oh, we maybe want to see a bit more hard work," if you know what I mean.
So guys, this is our predicted lineup for the game tomorrow. We have Eduardo Mendy in goal post, Chalobah playing on the right hand side, Christensen in the middle, we're trying to give Thiago Silva a rest. We have Rudiger who never get a rest. He's always ready to go. Playing on the left hand side, and we have Ben Chilwell who haven't started any Premier League game at all. I know he's frustrated. It's a topic that we'll try and then talk about it some other time. We have Jorginho and Saul in the double pivot position. We are bringing in Reece James from suspension, not in the Champions League, but suspended from the Premier League. So Reece James with fresh legs will be coming in, and then Hakim Ziyech, who did not have the best of a game in the game against Aston Villa. We have Lukaku, the goal getter, and then Mason Mount in the course of the game. If Mason Mount is not putting in anything different, then we can bring in Timo Werner, and we'll see how he performed with Lukaku at the same time playing on the field. So yeah, this is QB, and I predicted starting 11. Now we're gonna go on with our predicted scoreline, and then we're gonna bring up the stream to an end. So stay tuned. And QB, what's your predicted lineup?
The predicted lineup, I mean, yeah, we've gone for an interesting team. We've tried to sort of mix that balance. Or did you mean the scoreline?
I mean this predicted scoreline. What's your
Yeah,
predicted
all good.
scoreline?
So I don't expect us to concede because we never concede. We're the best defensive team in Europe at the moment.
Right.
So I think Zenit's score will be 0 for certain. For us, I predict Lukaku will probably score, and then I think we're looking at another score as well because I think it will be a bit tighter than we expect. As we said, we can't underestimate Zenit, but at the same time, I just don't see them scoring. So I think we'll get 2 goals. So 2-0 to Chelsea for me.
Well, you guys, you heard QB said 2-0 to Chelsea, and I'm coming in just like I predicted. My the preview. If you guys watch my preview, go down to my channel. You see my preview that I predicted that it was going to be 3-0 to Aston Villa, and I was very happy. My predicted score line really came to pass. So this is another one I'm going for. I see Chelsea scoring 4 this time with Lukaku, another brace. And then also Mason Mount getting a goal. Whoever gets the last goal, I don't know. Maybe Ziyech or Kai Havertz. Oh, Kai Havertz is not in my team.
He might come on and get a goal. You never know.
He might come on and get a goal just like QB said. So yeah, I'm going for a 4-0 this time. I'm adding one more goal to it. So this is our predicted lineup, and then this is where the stream comes to an end. Your match preview for the game tomorrow. I want to say, if QB, do you have anything else you want to say to the guys that are watching you? Where to follow you? Let them know where to follow you. Just tell them.
Sure, man. So you can follow me on Twitter. My @ is the same as my name, so it's just Quinlan Barker. And yeah, I mean, back to the Champions League. I'm so excited. These European nights never get old. So I really appreciate the chance to have a chat about it with you. These conversations are always interesting. So appreciate you, man, and I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you here, and you always make it a point to come over anytime I invite you to the channel, and it means a lot to me. It's a small YouTube channel, but we're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So anyone there watching it, to subscribe, and it helps the channel grow a lot. And also engage yourself in the comment section below. If you're watching the stream later on, don't forget to subscribe, share the video. Leo Desperandos, come on Chelsea, there you go. We're winning the game tomorrow. Leo Desperandos, hang on to hope.